Hey guys, it's Katy at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and I am joining the Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters YouTube hop featuring some brand new product from the May and June 2020 catalog from Close to My Heart. So we are going to take a product and show you a twisted version, or try to at least. And you should have arrived to my YouTube channel via Miranda's YouTube channel. And then from here, you'll hop onto Tina's, and I'll leave those links below. So I'm going to show you a little trick in Design Space. I have taken a sketch and I have uploaded it into my pictures on Design Space, and I'm going to insert that sketch into my project. Now, I like to do this when I have a sketch that I want to incorporate almost every element of the sketch. So right here, I've inserted a shape that's 12 by 12, and I'm just resizing that sketch so I can get as close to 12 by 12 as possible. So when I start inserting all the design elements, they will be to scale. So I am using one of the free SVGs that Close to My Heart is giving away for the COVID-19 documentation, and it's called We're All in This Together. And then I am just going to start inserting basic shapes, the circle, and just start overlaying those shapes onto the circles on the sketch. And then so by the time I cut, everything will be in the same proportion as it was on the Scrapbook Generation sketch from Allison Davis. So as you can see here, I'm just duplicating all those circles and resizing them to match the circles on the sketch. And then here in a second, I will start working with the colors. So for the colors on this layout, I chose to use the bright colors that are included in the brand new Blue Skies collection from Close to My Heart. Now this collection is available starting May 1st, 2020, and it goes through the end of May. So you can get that from a Close to My Heart consultant, and I will definitely leave links to that down below in the description. So right here, I am just making sure I have all the circles and then changing the colors of those based on the colors from the Blue Skies collection. And then I'm just going to insert a square, unlock that ratio, and then make those 4x6 photo mats. And so here pretty much is the sketch. I am going to add one more, that 2-inch strip at the bottom, and then play with the alignment or the arrangement so I can get all of those in line and up front. So I'm going to insert a couple of more green apple, little bitty tiny circles, and then that's pretty much the sketch. So right here, the product I am choosing to kind of twist is our brand new Ladybug thin cuts. And this is meant for a shaker window, and it also comes with a stamp set that is adorable. So I have all my pre-cut circles, and then I have pulled out the brand new mix-in paper collection. Now this collection again is available May 1st, and I'm just looking through these patterns to see which one I want to be my layout base. So I'm really liking that linen color as well as the sapphire polka dot. And then I'm also liking this linen striped, and then there are kind of pink polka dots on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the zip strips off of those 2 pages that I wanted to keep. And then I'm going to apply liquid glass. Now I do have my fine tip applicator on this bottle, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to apply that liquid adhesive to that delicate title. So now I'm going to pull out my layout and start trying to build it. Now I am going to try to figure out which layout base I want to use first. And on these photo mats, I just ink those up with a sponge dauber and sapphire ink. And then I'm going to lay out all my circles. I know those darker circles look black, but they're that real pretty sapphire. And all these cardstocks from the Blue Skies collection have a UV pattern on them, and you'll be able to see that shine here in just a second. So I went ahead and I just cut 2-inch strips from the pattern papers that I thought I wanted to use, and I thought it would be a whole lot easier to switch those out to decide which one instead of those big 12 by 12. And since the majority of the 12 by 12 page is hidden, I always like to save my paper and cut those strips and just build it on a white daisy cardstock base. So now I've got that real pretty linen, it's almost like a plaid that I've decided to use. And then I'm just going to start adhering down my circles. Now I do have that white circle, that is going to be my journaling circle, and that's what's going to be underneath that ladybug cut. I do have it in place just so I can see how much of the other circles I want to show from behind it, but I'm not going to adhere that down until the very last. So I'm just applying tape adhesive on the larger circles, and then I am going to use liquid adhesive on the smaller circles just to make sure that they really stick. And then these little bitty tiny, I almost thought about not using those, but I think those little bitty tiny green apple circles just make the layout. Now, any circles that are adhered over my photo mats, because I do not have my photos on there yet, I want to make sure that there's no adhesive on the portion that hangs over those mats. So just make sure that you are diligent in not putting adhesive, or if you did, like I did on a couple of those, make sure you wipe it off. So now I'm ready to adhere my title. Now I did use some thin 3D foam tape from Close to My Heart, and I'm just cutting those even more because some of those letters are super tiny, but I want to make sure that dimension is added to almost all of the title. So I've got them all down, so I'm going to start peeling all of those off. I've done that off camera, and I'm going to adhere that where some of the title is on the circles and then the rest is not. So now the centers to the E's and the R's, those actually go, they don't get adhered to that candy apple cardstock. They get adhered to the base of the layout. So I'm just applying liquid glass with that fine tip applicator and then applying it to my layout base and then using my paper piercer to kind of tuck and straighten out those centers. So I'm going to finish applying these E's right quick. And then again, using my paper piercer to make sure it's straight and to really push it down on that layout base. So for this journaling circle, I tried to do the journaling a different way and it didn't work. You'll be able to see here in just a second the mess up. So I just turned it over and I'm just using my Versamat and my T ruler and just making the journaling lines every 1/4 of an inch on that white circle. So for this ladybug, what I really wanted it to do is I didn't want it to be a ladybug. I just wanted it to be another circle, and I wanted it to be interactive to hide the journaling. If you are a follower of mine, you know that I love to hide my journaling because a lot of my journaling is pretty personal. It's either meant, for my kids or for my husband. And so especially since I post a lot of our layouts online, I really don't like everybody to read that. So I love layouts that have hidden journaling. Well, no matter what I tried, this still looked like a ladybug. So it's just going to have to be a ladybug minus the antennas. I'm hoping that her head up there, his head up there, just looks like another circle, but just in case someone looks at it and sees a ladybug, I went ahead and added all the elements, less the antennas. So here is a look at that lovely UV coated cardstock that comes with the Blue Skies collection. Again, I will leave a link down below as well as a link to Tina's YouTube.